Hi, I'm Andy and welcome to the running channel, where today I'm going to be taking a look at some potentially revolutionary running shoes which have been 3 years in the making, the Salomon Index 01. And for once we're not talking about carbon plates, but the fact that these are both performance running shoes and 100% recyclable. But how, and are they any good? Well, I'm going to answer those questions, but before I do, please support us in what we're trying to do at the running channel by hitting subscribe and tapping the bell icon to be notified when we upload new videos. Now, let's take a look. Salomon sent us the shoes to test, but we've not been paid to say nice things, and everything that you're going to hear is my honest opinion. Now, the reason we wanted to show you these shoes is because they do seem like a genuine game changer. At the end of their life, you send the shoes back and then they're 100% recycled into constituent parts, which are then used to make new ski boots and fabrics, for example. And it comes on the back of other shoe manufacturers also looking at different ways of making and buying running shoes. So watch out for things like On's Cyclone subscription-based shoe, which you'll be able to get later this year. The Index 01 is the result of 3 years of research and development at Salomon's Annecy-based design centre in the French Alps, and the whole concept of the shoe is based on circular life cycle design principles. The upper is made from recycled polyester and the bottom unit is made from TPU. When you're finished with the shoe, you head to Salomon's website, print off a label for free shipping to your local collection centre and then send it off. They are aiming to minimise the transport costs and the subsequent impact on the environment by having collection centres in various different places around the world. They can then be separated into their upper and midsole sections, with each part being recycled slightly differently. The midsole itself is ground down into tiny pellets, which can then be reformed and combined with new TPU to make things like ski boots. And then the upper, the fabric, is essentially ground down as well and then reformed into yarn, which is then woven into new fabric. Also, something that I think is pretty cool, but ultimately the rest of the industry should be looking to follow anyway, is that there's no inclusion of extra stuffing paper or hang tags on the shoes themselves in the box, so that minimises the material that's used, and Salomon have actually shifted to using FSC certified packaging for all of their running shoes. So there's a focus on the recyclable element, but this isn't a gimmick or a prototype. This shoe aims to be a genuine performance running shoe for use as a daily trainer, so for your easy or longer steady runs. It weighs in at 285 grams, which feels about right for an everyday trainer, light enough that you can get rolling on some faster runs, but also substantial enough to provide you with the cushioning and support that you'd expect on those slightly longer runs. It has a 9mm drop, and the moulded sock liner is also made from recycled material. Arguably the most important bit, the midsole, uses a nitrogen-infused TPU foam. Now, most running shoes either use a TPU foam like Adidas Ultra Boost or an EVA, which is common across a lot of different shoes. In this case, that foam is combined with Salomon's R-camber rocker geometry, which aims to give you propulsion through foot strike and help spend less time in contact with the ground. The midsole itself, particularly the chunky heel section, is a little bit wacky, but overall it's an aesthetic, including the colourway, which is really understated, that I like, and I can't wait to get out and try them out for a run. So let's give it a go. It's time to put them on, and one of the first things you notice is the extra layer of material around the front to protect the toe area. That actually continues all the way around the outside, and you'll see there's almost a sheer panel in the outside of the upper where you can more or less see through to the inside. The midsole's one solid unit of that nitrogen-infused TPU, and there are sections on the bottom of rubberized outsole to give you extra grip, as well as a section in the middle which is just that TPU midsole. Putting them on and lacing them up, the tongue and the material used around the inside of the heel is actually really comfortable and really soft, and then the laces seem to allow the upper to conform really nicely to your foot, and it's a pretty nice fit straight away, so they feel really comfortable. I'm desperate to get out there and give them a go on the road now. Okay, so out on the run. First impression's actually pretty good. Definitely firmer than something like an Adidas Ultra Boost 21 or the Nike Pegasus 37, which are really bouncy. So it definitely gives you a firmer ride. I can feel the R-camber rocker rocking me forwards and propelling me forwards. They feel like a regular pair of running shoes though. I wouldn't say they feel like some kind of weird prototype or recycling experiment. The combination of the lacing and the upper give it a pretty good fit. They feel relatively supportive. There's definitely plenty of room in them. I've got relatively narrow feet and they seem to come up pretty true to size, so you should be okay with a slightly wider foot too. I've mainly been on road on this run. A few wet patches, definitely no issues with grip or anything like that, although I've not really tried dialing up the pace too much. They set off easy, built up to what I'd consider a steady pace, and now I'm just throwing in a few strides at the end to see how they feel running that little bit quicker. Certainly no problem transitioning from easy to steady to a faster striding pace. They feel nice. So run done, time to head inside for the verdict. So we know what it is, and I've been out and run in the Salomon Index 01, so what did I think? Well, ultimately, the first thing I would say is there's no getting away from the fact that it is quite a firm feeling shoe. So compared to the shoes that I already mentioned, so Adidas, Nike's Pegasus, even something like New Balance's Fresh Foam, there's no way that this feels as plush as that. So if you want an everyday trainer that's going to be really cushioned and soft, then this isn't it. But I was pleasantly surprised. It felt quite responsive. The rocker geometry definitely was a positive. I felt like I could run quite quickly, but there was the caveat that it just wasn't quite as forgiving, so you did feel the road a bit more. I definitely know people that prefer to have more of a feel for the road when they're running, so that could be a real positive if that's something that you look for. And the eco credentials of these shoes are unquestionable. So in a period of time when companies are being criticised, and I receive plenty of deliveries where the packaging is so wasteful, anything that's looking to reduce the footprint of a product on the environment is a really positive thing. So if you like the sound of what I've described in terms of the way that the shoe feels and ultimately performs, I appreciate this is only a first look and I haven't had a chance to run comprehensively in them, then it might be worth giving it a go, particularly if it's something that ultimately helps to save the planet. What do you think? What do you think is the future of running shoes? And do you have any questions about these shoes or any other shoes on the market right now? We'd love to hear from you. Please let us know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time on the Running Channel.